defeated
there you
Zambia's
go.
Andrew Chilata.
Andrew Chilata.
The two, you know, two.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 60 kg again.
Bukom,
So we have
Bakum,
good. He's in the
Ambitious
Abubakar Kamoko,
ambitious
aka
tilapia.
ambitious
Leba
tilapia.
win is simple.
Abubakar Kamoko.
Mo ahole
Abubakar
Mo
Kamoko.
ebe omo de
Chale.
tilapia.
Ambitious tilapia.
Ambitious tilapia.
You have to qualify the tilapia. It's not just any regular tilapia.
It is ambitious
tilapia. He will be up against Osama Kanoni of Algeria. Cruiserweight. Cruiserweight. North Africans can be tough, so he needs to be wary in that one. We want the gold medal.
Gamanoni.
There's also a bout between Amadou Mohamed and Nwengo Nwale of Zambia, and that's 54 bantamweight men's kg. So that should be happening as well. So, like I said, lots of good boxing action for you to check out today.
And bantamweight is usually, if you check it, usually Alfred Kote, Nanaya Okunedu. So it's been. Absolutely. So it should be something that
I think Joseph Agbeko fought a bantamweight at a point.
Yes. Well, so clearly it's a place where Ghanaians are very good at. You know.
Let's talk about the track and field itself. So the relays, Benjamin Azamati, Joseph Polama, Barnabas Age. Let's start with the individual. So Azamati finished 5th in the 100-meter finals. That was shocking for me. I've heard reports say that he's carrying a niggling injury. I've heard things like he himself has not given any excuses.
Listen.
He just says that he did not perform as he wanted to. So
for a lot of the people who would watch the race from the outside, they say, "Oh yeah." Listen, he made 10.52.
Yeah.
10.52 in round 1. Made 10 points.
And that's why I started getting worried.
He made 10.4 something. I'm not too sure.
In the second heat.
Then he made 10.45. So it was very obvious that he wasn't in the best of form. And you can't jump from 10.52 to sub 9 in 3 days. It's impossible.
Yep. Especially this is the start of the season.
Yes.
I think they're just coming off the indoor season.
Yes. So it was always going to be once he didn't make, for example, if he made 10.20 in round 1, then you could say that by the time he gets to the final, he should be doing 10 flat or just below. But he was at 10.52.
And Nathan, this is my thing with the final itself. I mean, look, I've heard people say that they've had to take shots and stuff like that to be able to compete because one, they were relishing the opportunity to compete in front of a home crowd. Again, I mean, it might not be the sole motivation, but there's good cash to be made. Joseph Polama, by virtue of winning 200 meters, $3,000,
which will be paid, I'm sure, 2 millennia from now.
We hope not.
200 and no million after.
Yeah. So
winning all ya.
I'm coming to that even. So there's that motivation.
There's an interesting issue there.
Good. But basically, guys, I think Azamati was struggling badly in the final. He looked like he was. To
be honest with you, last weekend I made a statement here. And I said, if you know you are not fit, give way. What we don't want to hear or see is that Aziz Zachary-like behaviors.
Aziz Zachary is an infant spin boy, though.
Oh, no,
you need to watch how you talk about him.
I've not said anything that is not true.
What is Aziz Zachary-like behavior?
Well, I mean,
you win the semi-finals. When we get to the finals, then he covers like 50 meters, no, then they
don't do that. No, you pull them on. You pull them on.
So what is and you look, that thing became so obvious time and time and again. So I said, don't do that. But look, I had been informed reliably from a very close source that the young man was not 100% fit. But I think he didn't look okay in the relays though. He came, even in the relay, I think if he was 100% fit, we
win that win.
We would have won the gold by a margin, a clear margin. But at the end of the day, if you look at the relay team, I think they were one of the guys who won the previous gold at, was it at the Commonwealth game or the last African All African Games, was no longer part of the team. So this team couldn't have come into this competition not having two of their regulars and not having practically on form their best runner if he's on form and he's injury free. So his main reason for coming to participate was to make sure that at least Ghana win the medal in the 4x100, which don't forget we were the defending champions, so we needed to come and defend that and then see how well he could compete in 100 meters. But look, we all of us here know Azamati if he's fit, and like you're saying also, the season has just started. If he's in that if he's on form and there's a proper rhythm running through his system, he knows his level, his intensity, everything is set. Yeah. He wins that with cheeky ease. But look, it is what it is. But look, one thing that I really want to put out there is that this African Games have taught us something as a country. Nathan just spoke highly about the guy who won the high jump. The lady with the one the young man, Paul Amwa, who just won the 200 meters.
Yep, Mohamed Aite just won boxing gold.
As a country, how many of those people can we boldly say that we are responsible for what they did? Just spoke highly about the guy. I don't think they're We've practically left them by themselves.
Yep.
But as at when we really need them to come and compete, they will pick the phones and start calling. A time will come where they may put aside national pride because these are short careers.
Yep.
Very short. So at the end of the day, if he looks at compete for Ghana whilst he could go and compete elsewhere. Because we've had athletes like, which athletes switch his nationality?
Ignatius Geyser.
By far.
Margaret Simpson did the same.
By far. One of the best athletes we've had. Triple jumper.
Yep, that's him. That's him right there.
By far.
We are lucky to have had him come back to come and coach these guys.
Look, I would have thought that as a country, we should have learned from that.
Yeah.
Because we lost our best athlete at the time. Somebody, and Ignatius Geyser was virtually performing at the world stage.
Yes. At the point, he was number 3.
Number 3 in the world.
Big time.
You understand? Yeah. And then he switched nationality simply because as a country, we were not giving them the attention due them. Now look at the crop of athletes we've got. And look, if you go to our secondary schools, even in the university, there are more talents there coming up.
Yeah.
With these facilities that we've got, clearly as a country, there has to be a proper sports policy that will inculcate all these guys into the basket so that as a country, we will track their development, get them to be steady and get them proper trainers.
Yeah.
$100,000 appearance fee.
They'll collect.
Simple. I'm not coming to you. Look,
we'll come to them.
When we were watching on screen here, and the high jump guy, he was being given his medal.
Yeah.
When the national anthem of Ghana, all of us seated here,
stood out.
The goose pimples that fell on us.
Oh, yes.
And look at the support. Look at the way Ghanaians just Charlie. Look.
Yeah. This week has been amazing for the African Games. Really.
Look, if you see this and it doesn't give you or ginger you, then you are clearly un-Ghanaian. We want to see more of this. Yeah. We deserve more of these things as a country.
Yep.
I mean, that is where my worry is. That I hope we don't go to sleep because the Commonwealth Games is just around the corner. Imagine
it's coming up.
Imagine we take this form and our boys are winning medals. We've won medals at the Commonwealth Games. The likes of Azuma, Nelson, and Co. We've won good medals.
Yep.
All of a sudden, we are nowhere to be found. As a country, look, I'm a football coach. People will say, "What? No, we cannot solely depend on football." Look, the Black Princesses, congratulations to them. Absolute, brilliance on the part of them. And their head coach, Bazigi, of course, people are tagging him the Pep Guardiola of women's football in Ghana. Look, it's a title I buy into because he's always...
You mean he's the guy?
He's the guy.
Oh, Charlie.
Look, yesterday, to be honest with you, I didn't see that.
Why be?
I truly didn't see that.
YB for short. See, when you're a legend, we move on from calling you by your full name.
Exactly. YB.
Oh, Charlie.
No more YB.
No, why be a guy?
Look at the way he stood on that touchline.
And you see, he's composed. He's so composed. Even when Mukarama scored that brilliant goal to win it,
No reaction.
no reaction. Like
It's like, come on, I knew she's capable.
cool as ice.
Look, I'm aware she's capable of that. This is Mukarama. And look, we saw her at the under 17 level. These girls, they've qualified to the under 20 World Cup. We still owe them money.
I'll get to that.
I pay Coach Car.
I want to put all the football issues together.
I pay Coach
So I'll come to it.
No more. So you imagine.
Yeah, just wrap it up.
We
on the point.
pleaded with them
Yeah.
that they should go out there and die for Mother Ghana. And the Black Princesses' victory yesterday against their Nigerian counterpart was a clear indication that these are girls who were ready to play for Mother Ghana.
Yeah,
Without any delay, immediately
you should pay their money.
pay every arrears owe them and whatever is deserving of them for winning gold in this tournament. Give it to them.
Yeah, I'll put a proper highlight on them so you can talk about them. But again, I'll say congratulations to the relay team, both the men and women.
Yeah.
So the men's team won silver.
Yeah, they also did very well.
Let me just go to Azamati, Joe Paul, Edwin Gadai, and Solomon Hammond. They took home the silver medal, and then the women finished with bronze. It wasn't too bad at all.
Look, nobody
Also-
saw that coming.
Yep.
The women's one. I thought they would be like fifth or sixth.
They finished with bronze. So
the bookmakers had
Mary Boache,
Liberia, Nigeria, South Africa as favorites. But that race was saved by Hoha Lutin.
Yeah.
She ran the
man.
anchor leg very well.
Yep.
And she
So Mary
for the silver.
Boache, Janet Mensah, Doris Mensah, and Hoha Lutier. So they 44.21 seconds. That's the time for that particular one. So that's how that also went down, Prof.
Okay, so you see, let me take it from where coach left off. You see, clearly, these guys have not had any preparation for this tournament. Let's be honest about it.
At all.
They haven't had any preparation. Nothing. And how many medals have they hawked in for us? So can you imagine if going into the Olympic Games, we decide that we want to properly prepare them? Now, clearly, with this, performance put up without any preparation, or anything of that nature being put.
So just a quick update before you go. It looks like we are up for another medal in basketball. Ghana is in the men's final. 3x3 basketball.
3x3.
Against, we beat Botswana 18-8 to make it to the final. We'll play against Algeria after they beat Uganda 21-14.
Look how I am a homo.
So you see, basketball. I can't. Okay. So you see,
I thought I'm a ben. I go cook. When I go cook, I go cook. No, I to lie. You know, but I get trouble. No.
Oh my! Anyway, big
so you
progress.
see, I think it comes back to something. He was talking about policy.
Yeah.
We have a national sports fund. You know that our sports act didn't come with a funding component. Can you imagine that one?
Yeah. It never had.
It
that.
did.
So the then MPP government in 2016 coming into the election promised that when they come, they will add a funding component to it. Isaac Esiama prepared a nice bill. He called it the National Sports Fund. And he was dancing between cabinet, parliament, cabinet. It has danced that we came to an end to the first term. Second term, Yusuf Mustafa. I think as for Yusuf Mustafa, he hasn't even mentioned it.
It has not been part of his issues.
He's yet to mention the National Sports Fund for me to hear. In fact, I remember, I think it was the 2018 or 2019 or 2017, no, 2018-2019 budget. The finance minister then, Ken Ofori-Atta, mentioned it as part of what government will want to do. That is, see to the passage of the National Sports Fund into an act. Yeah. So clearly, I don't think Mustafa knows where the National Sports Fund is. I don't think he knows it. If he knows it, and if he has an idea, we have got to push that. Because you see, Benjamin, the major problem facing sports is funding.
Yep.
That's one of the major things. And you cannot tell me that what sports have done, the creative arts people have pushed even their act has a funding component. How much more sports? Look at the joy they are giving us at the stadium. You can't quantify that.
My general manager is just telling me that he just left the Legon Stadium. You know, Monsieur Bernard Avle. He says,
yes,
charged atmosphere for Joe Paul and
it's not easy.
I mean,
it's not easy.
And you can't buy this.
I forgot how much people love track and field.
What?
Yeah.
You see, it brought you back to the intercore days.
Yep.
What we're seeing, it's a clear testament of what it means if we invest. So please, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, get to work. Find that bill, read it. Because I know that I heard that he wanted to do some dialogue. No, we don't need, now we need action. Because under
a clear policy with action.
Under Esiama, you remember we gathered at the International Conference Center with Dr. Keke Sapon and all the others. We have done the document. It's time for action. And I think that somebody has got to, with this, what we have seen is basis enough to push that we do everything possible to get the National Sports Fund passed into an act. Now, when you pass it, then you can use the performance of the All Africa or the African Games as basis to rank to rank the various federations, because you see, you don't want a situation where coach and I will gather one day and say we have seen we want to create
in a certain container.
We want to create an association,
there's no
and then we are traveling, so we want to benefit from the sports fund.
There's no offices say there's no window. Then they say this is the office.
It is
very likable. I can mention some of their names.
It is very, but you don't know.
Windowless
container. Let's say 5x8.
Don't you
window
know?
But you see, that's the federation of.
So you see, I think that one of the first things is to use the performance of the various for ranking
who is serious and who isn't.
Absolutely. So that now when the sports fund is passed into an act, then you can invest money there. That's what. But the UK, they are using lottery to fund their sports.
Yeah.
Look at arm wrestling. When did they come?
Yeah.
Charles Osetsby.
So and
we have to commend that young man
for what?
No, quite good now.
I mean, they got 13, is it?
They got 40 medals.
They got 41.
They finished with
I'm talking
41
about
medals.
arm wrestling alone.
Yeah.
Maybe. When did they come? But because they are being led by a visionary man who understands what he wants to achieve. Look at where they've gotten us.
Yep.
And truly, I mean, we must really commend it. But for me, I think that for me, it's clear about our problem. We know it. Let's get the National Sports Fund passed into an act, and then let's begin to share the money according to the performance
seriousness of the federation.
Absolutely. I mean, and then for me, athletics have shown. Oh, come on, let me congratulate my friend.
Who's
so
that?
you know, Ba Fuseni.
Oh,
he was my roommate.
Yeah, man.
He was my roommate. You understand?
No,
he was my roommate back then.
Bawa Fuseni.
Look, that young man has grown into this. He started as general secretary for the cycling association. They were moving him around, took him to athletics, and now he's president. And look at the things that we are seeing. Look, I think
I'm saying, their organization was top notch this week.
No more.
You clearly.
You mean he walked the talk?
Walked the talk. He really walked the talk. And I think that, look, hey, Bawa, you have shown that you are a former athlete.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was doing 400.
Yep, he was. He's a former national athlete.
He understands.
And clearly he understands what he's doing. And I think, look, he's my friend. I'm proud that he's been able to do a good job. You see, now, you see, the thing is that if you don't do a good job, like now, I will come there and start say, you know, Ba is my friend, so but let me put friendship aside, then I'll go hard on him. Now he's my friend.
And you are proud to say it.
I'm proud to say it.
Love
I have
that.
to sweet talk
Love
the thing.
that. Love
And
that.
fortunately, because he has vision.
You have 30 seconds more.
Because he has vision. He has partnered with a station that has vision.
Oh, thank you.
That's what I'm saying.
It's key.
And you see, and Citi FM, I mean,
Citi
it's not
TV.
because I sit here,
Yeah.
Citi TV, it's not because I sit here.
Only
but
African Games and no. Why do for me for idea?
Nisak,
and remember what you are doing for swimming. Remember that it got to a point where some athletes had won. At that time, Godfrey Agotuwafu was very active on this desk. The athletes had won an opportunity to go and do their they didn't have money for plane ticket. We had to raise money here. So Citi has always shown that when it comes to
less finance sports,
absolutely,
always
they are
taking
always ready to assist.
Nathan, you wanted to make a point before we go
on the bill. I just wanted to say that the bill in its current form did not also lay out a development plan. It didn't lay out a development plan. So,
Really?
so Mr. Sports Minister, I know your friends are listening.
Yep.
So the friends of the minister, please pass this message on. You see, sports needs money. It is true, but money is well spent when there's a plan. So it is important that we need to recraft that policy and have a plan. What is that plan? A plan to figure out how to tie school sports or create a funnel where school sports is at the bottom and whoever we get, they go through and appear on the other end. It's
school
like a
sports
pyramid.
can basically lead you to professional sports, basically. Yeah.
We need money.
And please, just to add this, and coach is sitting here. He schooled at US. Our sports people, we cannot be grading them the same way.
No.
We cannot be grading them the same way the others are sitting in the classroom. We cannot be doing this.
No, you can't.
And where this is where policy comes in. Policy changes those things. So at the time when I was sitting at the political science department, going for lectures and all those things, Bauer was there training. Then
We
you
are
say that
expected to write the same exam,
then we
sir.
are going to write the same exam. Then you say, Bauer, if I score 70, I must get A. Then Bauer too must score 70. It shouldn't be. Bauer should be scoring 60, 65. That makes him A because
Policy direction.
So all these things, right from the secondary schools, when the athletes are preparing for Interco, then some of us are sitting in the classroom learning. Then we make it look like those who are preparing for Interco, they are not serious. It's about time all these things change, and it comes down with policy again. Under Esiama, we gathered people. And we were trying to put together a sports policy, which, and I'm quoting him, which Ben Nunu Mensah said is the document is full of history. That policy that we are trying to put together, he said the document is full of history. Now again, this sports minister has come. I haven't heard him speak to that thing.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things for the minister to do, and Charlie, he must get to work.
Just two things to add before
the minister, he's very active when it's the Black Stars. So
two things to add before
touchy.
we move the conversation.
they're talking
Hold
to my
on.
brother.
Hold on. Let me just add two things. So quick one. The relay 4x100 men baton change. I think it's becoming problematic with our team.
There's a reason why. There's a reason for this unique case this week.
Yeah,
3 of the 4 had been together for years.
exactly. That's the point I
Yeah,
made.
we made earlier.
They ran in Rabat to beat Nigeria. They ran in Doha. They went to the World Athletics Championships. The 4th person, Solomon Hammond, is new.
He's new to the team.
No, but Nathan, even in
I
those
get
other
it.
victories,
You
their
see-
baton changes were not
Yes,
so.
it's something
And
they have to
you
work
see,
on.
as a country, like the point I made earlier on.
Because we
and
don't
Prophet,
prepare.
where did they train?
Where did they prepare?
didn't
It is
prepare.
now that for the first time in our national life, we now have a Mundo track.
It is at the tournament where they
have
are
to
required to perform. That is when they are
they are
now
familiarizing.
You see, because
Oh,
Ben,
Charlie.
there are 2 things will get you through a relay race: the speed, but most importantly, the baton change. Because I've seen some of the best teams falter with their
How
baton
many times
change.
didn't America fought? USO.
Yes.
I
They
think
missed
they
the
fought the
change.
I think they need
They've
to work.
missed the
They
change.
need to work on
They
that.
either
Going
drop
to the
the
Olympics.
baton or they are
the
not
Mundo
changing.
track has arrived,
You see,
I am sure that we can have more competitions.
We need
and
to.
and I'm sure for the Olympic Games, for example, we can have a national athlete competition, and they can come down because they don't need to go to Togo. You remember in the past we didn't have
All this.
we didn't have.
So there's that. And then also, I say that as part of the policy issues we're discussing, we need to start discovering athletes a lot quicker.
Yeah, but see, the best way to do that. We talked about building this
resource centers.
resource center. Some of them had Titan tracks.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You see, these
we are
things.
fully commissioned.
It's
Only
one.
one-
It's
only
one.
one
No, you see,
commission.
it's one.
In
It's one
7
thing.
years.
Hold on. It's one thing building a resource center, and it's another thing guiding it with policy to be able to produce the talent.
Exactly.
Because first of all, you sometimes you even find out that these things are not even accessible as you would think to
Exactly.
the communities
So,
in which they
look,
are in.
all
And
we
so
need
all
to
those
do-
things are part
Oh,
of
look,
it. Let's draft the bill.
What is disturbing is that after 7 years we have commissioned only one.
That is unacceptable.
Very disturbing.
unacceptable.
That one cried. It was hurriedly done
It is
because there
unacceptable.
was some Ghana Independence Day,
Because at the end
something
of the
going on
day,
there.
you have to liaise with the education ministry. Look, our schools, we don't do sports anymore.
Yeah.
There's no space for sports anymore in any of our schools. So at the end of the day, the calendar or the syllables would not give the room for us to put in those things and get the children to partake.
We need to get back to that. And hey, Pius Hajide and his people. Last year, I think around February, you said the Axim Resource Center was going to be commissioned in a month's time. It's been close to a year now.
Forget one.
I mean, what's going on? At that time, it was over 90% complete. I'm not sure. Let me move it on. So Twisco, proud sponsors of Sports Panorama. Let me read a few of your messages coming through, and then we'll talk about some football-related issues. Clinton from Dansoman says, I hope the sports ministry can focus on promoting all sports rather than primarily football. Additionally, the responsible party for compensating our national women's football team, the Princesses, should ensure timely payment. I was pleased with our team's improved performance in the second leg against Nigeria this evening. Raphael of Kubekro number 2 says, Ben and team, now that the games are over, the games end tomorrow. He said the LOC should ask for all the cars that were bought to be packed at the Independence Square so we can inspect and auction them so we can retrieve some of our money. We also will be waiting for a proper rendering of accounts. Good. Now hold that thought there. On this note, we've picked up some disturbing reports this week.
Yeah.
Now, we know for a fact that athletes are entitled to $100 as per diem for a day, and they're supposed to get it for 14 days.
Yeah.
The word
Well, but 1,004.
good, $1,400. Now we are hearing that some of the federations have decided that they will peg the per diem in Ghana cedis. So instead of giving the athletes $100 per day, they are giving them 1,000 Ghana cedis per day. Please stop it. That's step one. We are also hearing that some of them, instead of even giving them the full 14,000 Ghana cedis, they are not giving them. And they are saying that they use some of their own monies to prepare for the game since there was government neglect. And so they are shaving off some of the money. Some of them have shaved off as much as 30% of the monies belonging to the athletes. I want to say that the sports ministry, the minister, please, LOC, investigate these issues as soon as possible. You know that the games end tomorrow.
Yes.
And so the post-mortem or the post-game analysis will begin from next week.
Exactly.
So please, we are bringing this matter to your attention. The uneven distribution of per diems. Some federations taking it upon themselves to slash per diems because they have supposedly spent monies to prepare. Athletes are not happy with these things. They are complaining to us. Please do the needful. Thank you.
Let me just add just one.
Thank
you
you.
see, for me, do you know, if indeed this thing is happening, I don't want to believe it is, but if indeed it's happening, do you know who I blame? I blame the ministry and, for that matter, the minister.
How so?
Because if it is the Black Stars, what are we normally told?
Yandam.
Hamdan. They called him Hamdan the purse holder.
You see,
Hamdan the purse
the
holder.
ministry should have somebody paying the money directly to the players.
I thought that was what was going to happen.
Because in the Black Stars, that's what happens. So
in an African games, you don't leave individual federations to
handle
money.
the money is not coming from them.
Everything needs to be centralized.
No, you know what I find funny with this? When it came to the purchasing of equipment, the ministry took it up to do it.
But when it comes
to paying money, why should the associations be paying the money? The ministry must pay the money.
The serious thing is that the association will go and receive the money from the ministry. Then they come and slash the money.
What happens?
So it is the ministry that I blame. They should have the purse carrier. Money chair your day.
Something in somebody in the mode of
Hamdan. You should take all the names. Yes, Christopher Nimley, $100. Take, sign.
Yep.
Don't give the money to any federation head for them to go and slashing.
Look, to have their own policies.
This thing, next week, if we come here and they don't tell us the truth, we'll mention the federation's head who did those things and we'll deal with the matter.
Thank you.
It's finished.
So that's what's going on. That's about it for the African Games.
See,
10 seconds.
Please.
10 seconds.
Please.
10 seconds. You've spent 5 already.
Please, the association should not be doing this.
At all.
It doesn't fit them.
Now
I mean, you see, let's feel for the athletes a bit. This is the best time. This is their cocoa season. Let's give them their money.
When again?
After this.
When?
For tournaments and we will not pay them. Please, this is their cocoa season.
Yeah.
If it is their $100, let's just hand
Charlie, big shout outs to the Vandals of Commonwealth. Charlie, they say you people sport there all for the University of Ghana. Like Charlie, they say V-mates charge the atmosphere all for the heavy.
So I hear Cadman was a vandal.
He's a vandal. So the atmosphere charged.
You see, when he was giving the gold medal, he was pointing on that. This is our soil. This is how you feel. My befi had your nobody.
Thank you. Peter from Tema Newtown says publicity on the African Games was poor, but citizens love their sports and are enthusiastic. This one from Taxpayer says a love letter to the sports minister. Pay our baby girls what you promised when they won gold and every arrears now. They are worth every penny. They are worth every more penny than the Black Stars. Pay them now, else demonstration will be your nightmare. No more bad treatment will be tolerated. Hashtag pay the black princesses. Charlie, guys make wild. FK from Harlow in the UK says, good evening, Ben and team. Coach, can you please enlighten me on this? If the GFA is being financed with the taxpayers' money, what options does the taxpayer have if the money is being mismanaged by the FA? The appointment of the new Black Stars coach lacks merit and therefore doesn't make sense. I'm so frustrated as a Ghanaian football lover. Well, the GFA are a limited liability company. Like we already said, you can decide to take the matter up in court like any other.
We can only hold them responsible for monies that are given to them
by government.
By government.
Yep.
By government.
And they have also come out clearly to say that they don't take money. It is they do their budget, they send it, and then it is government
who decides to go and pay 100,000.
Absolutely.
Because
so who does the government pay the money to?
No.
Charlie, they shouldn't go there. In fact, they've done a reshuffle that needs spotlighting. They have done a reshuffle that needs to be highlighted.
That reshuffle.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we have to discuss it.
Oh yes.
And Rasante media post.
I don't know. You have to call him and ask him.
He's head of communications.
Hold on.
Please, I'm told that he's head of
communications.
We don't do that. What is all this? Anyway, stop that. Nana, hold on. Oh, relax. Hold on. Oh, why are you? Hold on. Why are you?
So what's the meaning of?
Hold on. Listen. Hold on. Hold on.
What's the difference between PR?
I've turned your microphone off. You see, when it comes to what the FA does with its internal structure, I know the Anya was because hold on.
Who told us that the $1.5 million that he receives annually.
Yep. Some of it goes to administration.
80% of that goes to administration.
Fair.
FIFA gives you that money to develop the game. Over 4 years, he took $6 million from FIFA.
So we should be concerned with it.
We should be concerned.
Benjamin, what
you will come there.
When communication alone, the communication unit has other units under it too. The communication department has other units under it. No, I spoke to him this week.
One at a time.
But the bottom line is that Charlie, PRO, Nipa
this is not a conversation. This is not a conversation. Nana Kwame from Ashoman says, Ben, you should have watched Joseph Come's bout, Charlie, the way he lashed the Zambian boxer like a thief. As for Mohamed Aite, the La Presec boy, he's just a phenomenal boxer. Won his first 2 bouts by KO. Above it all, the guy attempts for me whenever GH boxers throw punches. The ministry should invest more. Charlie, if you are listening to the guy, Charlie, we can't say the things here.
I always say that. Watching boxing at the book.
Yo,
you love it.
A thrilling.
Yo,
You love it.
The background commentary and comments.
What did you war?
I said,
Didn't I tell you what happened when I watched Samuel Techi and Kamaruddin Boyfield? Charlie, the square off was even funny when Kamaruddin was wearing his little husky. Fire then 3 CD, Jemo fire. I'm like, wait, what?
like, man, I said, no, it's so thrilling. When you watch it, man, it's absolutely brilliant. It's golden stuff there.
Yo.
The trash talk, the comments, the obscene chants. Then I said, I went to watch a particular boxing promotion. The title of the promotion was Yabi Onye.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh, no.
Yabi Onye, go ask your mother.
What kind of promotion is this?
Time out. Wait, what?
I'm dead serious.
It was a boxing
It was
promotion.
a boxing promotion. The title of the promotion was Yabi Onye. And
Oh, man.
one of the bouts, Charlie, this guy was getting laid out in the ring, and then some guy just gets up ringside and he gets up ringside out of excitement, just shouts, Yabi Onye.
Charlie, what's the meaning of all this?
Charlie, you don't know the name. These days,
That's the best place.
these days, the promotions have nicer names. Back in the days,
Yeah, man.
there was a particular boxing promotion was held at the prisons complex. It was called Night of Boshan.
Stop.
But the other one too that had interesting names was what the jockey, the names of the horse.
The horse, yeah.
Charlie, back in the
The horse is there, Charlie.
Anyway, so like I said, you can still go by the Transport Emporium. The boxing is still happening. It's on till about midnight, so there's a lot to enjoy over there. Let me get to YouTube real quick. I'll read a couple of the comments. But Alon Tepioto from Ablekuma. Charlie, he say, it no be joke. We have to dissolve the Black Stars. I'm praying to meet Ket one-on-one one day. This one is I'm praying to meet him to do it. Anyway, let me read a few messages coming through. Like I said, the show is live on YouTube, so a couple of the comments coming through, I read them. Big shout outs to all of you watching the show from everywhere you are. This one here is from Clinton Kwa, says we are live. Cove Town Babe says more losses to come for the Black Stars. Our full support is for the women now.
I'll be on a year of support.
Stephen Bar entry says I'm watching from Siegen in Germany. I don't know if I mentioned that right. He says, please, you guys should update your podcast. Last week we had a couple of issues. Like I said, we'll rectify that for you guys. This one here is from Amoda Hamidu. Says, greetings to all of you, especially Coach Nimli.
Last week, again on the Shark say a quick panji. No, ni be no one fight.
It was a slide beneath the ocean, something of the sort. Not sharks. This one here is
Sharks, ya quick panji.
It don't be sharks go through it. Stop. That's it. Hey, stop. Don't do that.
You don't hear that thing?
Don't do that. It's okay. Let's go. This is a sports show. What is this guy talking about?
Shark need Jonah Yawobi.
Charlie, the two of you should behave yourself for the show. Anyway, let me read more messages. This one here is from Legion. Says, I remember some weeks ago when they said Rose Yeboah is not coming for the African Games. Coach said another medal lost. How did Coach know Rose will win a medal? Well, I mean, if she's coming, she's winning. And they actually had to do a lot of behind the scenes begging to get her to come.
If she comes, she wins.
So it's not like it was it wasn't straightforward. Govina Ephraim says we need to name and shame the presidents of those federations who are indulging in such financial atrocities.
Next week, if they don't behave,
don't worry,
we'll put them out.
We'll put it out. Don't worry. Bill, okay, so Bill is just having fun over there. This one is from Edward Tometi. Says, Ben, so Black Stars lost again. Tometi, they lost too. They lost. This one here from Paul Thomas says, watching from Atlanta, Georgia. So big shout outs to you, all the guys following on YouTube. Let's talk about some football now. Let's start off with the Queens. The Princesses. Yeah. That's where I want to start from. Coach started it already. Let me just quickly add my voice to it and say, look, stop all these things. The girls they started receiving their per diems yesterday after their game, their victory. A lot of them also picked theirs up today. what we know is that they are owed bonuses going back to when they qualify for the World Cup.
Charlie.
Arrears upon arrears upon arrears upon arrears. See, when it comes to women's football, I've said it on countless times. It doesn't make sense, and it's not fair that they have to beg for their money every time. Remember the last time they decided that they will lock up shop inside M Plaza and not go anywhere until
Yes.
they were paid their money. It's women's football. They had to demonstrate to be able to get. I mean, why should I have to put messages?
Another Mustafa.
Good.
Mustafa Ahmed, doctor.
Good. Why do I have to put messages on a placard and all those just to ask for money that you have promised to give me? I mean, it shouldn't be happening.
Money that they deserve.
Pay our girls.
It's as simple as that.
Pay our girls. And I think there should be a special package for Yusuf Basigi as well.
Yes, of course.
Look, because you know Basigi has been coaching Hazakes ladies for over 15 years.
Yes. Yeah.
He doesn't take a salary. He's been coaching the Princess, and Basigi is on a 16-game winning streak. He's 16 games unbeaten, and in the 16 games he's won 15 of those.
That's what.
Now he has a gold medal. He has 2 gold medals in the African Games.
The African Games.
I think the 2011.
Maputo.
And then we have this one as well. And so I think he deserves some special commendation. Look, for service to the nation, for service to Hazakes ladies, like everything he's done, we should put it in perspective. And I also say that this is the time to wake up and invest in women's football. If we don't do it now, we won't do it again. All the indicators show that women's football is what has a future in this country. Every indicator shows 7 appearances in the World Cup back to back to back. Never mind that they've never left the group stage. That is another feat for them to,
Yes.
But the fact that they've made 7 World Cups, that is super impressive. Give the ladies what is due them. Look, these ladies, they play for a lot of them play for the teams in the National Women's League. They don't get paid. They don't get paid. Any proper
200 Ghana cedis.
They don't get paid.
They don't get anything.
Money.
They are just playing for the love.
They don't get paid any proper money.
It's just for the love of the
Give the princesses
and I think, look,
their money.
Nketia, this is something that the women's ministry, or that ministry, has it been dissolved?
The gender ministry?
The gender
they do.
ministry. Who is the minister?
Now it's Dakwa Newman who
After the Mokumete Neahi Abruchi, and it communicate slang.
My duties.
My duties. I mean, the duty of the. Whoever asked,
she was doing. She was doing her duties.
So Cecilia Dapa came after him. Cecilia too, because of.
I had Nashka a bed. No motion I can make it.
It's okay. No good.
The matter is coach. She won. Yes, in court. She made a letter. None of you know. None of you know. Look, we are begging them.
Christopher.
These are issues that you have to get involved in. You see, they should take it upon themselves and ask the sports minister. Why? Because if I am the minister of gender, I will ask, why are my ladies not paid? We sat here,
You'd be concerned.
Association got the under 17 women ban for 6 years. 2 editions. The next time we see them is in the 6th year. The gender ministry never called Keto Kreku and his people to come and explain that. As we speak, this is the under 20. Do we know those girls who will be replacing them? We don't know. We don't know. So if the current under 20 team all graduate to the Black Queens, what happens to the under 17 girls who are supposed to come in? We don't know.
Yeah.
So we are begging them. Look, don't do these things. If you know what the women go through to play, there are times where even when they are going through their normal cycle, you see them on the pitch playing. We know what some of them go through to play. We know what some of them go
Pay them their money.
Pay them their money.
I'm sure when they won the gold medal, they were in a hurry to take pictures with them.
When that lady, Mukarama, damn, man.
Oh, Charlie. Okay, Femini. Oh, Charlie.
Look, when the ball left her,
she's got some
brilliant goal. Look, when the ball left her foot, I said, damn, man, me.
What?
I shouted, go on to Why should such a person be begging for what she deserves? Don't do that.
Yeah.
So immediately, quick, without delay. But now, every arrears pay. Because the women's under 20 World Cup is this year, isn't it? It's in Colombia. Quick, pay the money. So the Bazigi as a coach too will have no issues.
Yeah. Because I'm sure Basigi, his money, he'll give it to the girls.
No more. Look, at times he gives them money.
He will give his money
At
to the
times
girls.
he gives them money.
He will give his money to the girls.
There's so many because
So
he's
they
a very calm, cool, collected.
yeah.
He doesn't like people to focus and comment about his job at times. So look, give him
what's due him. He's won 2 gold medals. He deserves some special commendation for the work he's done.
No, our year will be a
Let's just touch on the satellites because their game has just kicked off.
Look,
it's against Uganda. They have a silver medal default waiting, but they want to win gold.
Water was silver. we are better than Uganda be.
Play Uganda, it will take silver.
Water was at Accra Sports Stadium. Nothing apart from gold. They can only look at and learn from what the Black Princesses went through. Their sisters have done. Because look, coming down from a goal to beat Nigeria in extra time.
And they beat that Nigeria team in the Waffle competition that happened in
on
Kumasi
penalties. You remember?
A couple of months ago. Same team.
So you can only look at that.
Yeah.
And make sure you win us another gold. We need more gold medal. The competition then be normal. Yeah. Look at what the boxers are doing this evening.
They're wrapping it up.
We are wrapping it up. So quickly without delay.
And I hear Stone Dada will be at the closing ceremony.
Yes.
Saleh, they say the comparisons have started. Oh, you know, Shatawale performed at the opening ceremony, and Shatawale's people were saying their own things. The Stoneboy people were saying their own things. They say Stoneboy to perform tomorrow, so they can do proper analysis.
No. It will not be fair.
Why would it be fair?
Because
the
mood at the beginning is not the same.
Now, what is concern as we do?
I am not a Wale fan. Neither am I.
You're not doing this.
I am a Kofi Kinata fan. You know that.
But me,
shout outs to Kinata. You know,
Kinata.
Talking about Kinata, y'all bumped into Kinata at the stadium, and he said, I had fun. He came to watch the game. Yeah. He gave them advice. He says that the facilities maintenance. Sports no recordo. Into one share maintenance no recordo. Talking about the maintenance, guys, I think that based on the fact that the games are ending tomorrow, and if you've been around Baltimore, they are still kind of doing like little pieces.
Yeah, they should. Whatever that needs to be completed, they should complete it.
There is a Ghanaian tendency to stop the work when the games end.
The money is there.
There is a tendency to stop the little pieces of patch-up work that make the whole project complete when the games end. Please.
It's a modern facility.
Let's put it together. Let's finish it. Let's now talk to me about the satellites. People are giving Desmond Ofer a lot of hype already. They say that they can already tell what his team want to do. They can already see coaching imprint on his team. Have you seen that from them? What do you think their strength is? Do they win a gold medal in this game?
I remember after the first game, I was very critical of him.
Yeah.
I also did say that, look, truth be told, I didn't think he deserved the job at the time because I had not seen his handprint. Normally, when you give somebody the national under-20 team, you should have the Black Stars in mind. Because over the years, they have actually fed the Black Stars with proper quality. And normally, it is very prudent that you give that job to a proper experienced developer, somebody who ensure that there's proper transition into the national team. So after the first game, I was overly critical about him. But having watched the team played in the subsequent games, what I realized was that the boys now understood exactly what he wanted them to do. This is the All-African Games. We should be winning gold against Uganda. But again, we've not been able to, or we've not qualified, apart from when they came and we won that cup, but because of COVID, we couldn't go. We've not qualified for the next 2 editions. And that, in my view, is where the true tax will come. But for this tournament, I think if he wins gold, he has more or less told all of us that he should be given the chance to work with the team and get the team to move forward. My only worry, that has always been a worry to me and to all Ghanaians, is the influences that he will go through. Because he knows Ketukreku.
He knows what chalice he was drinking from.
The ESCO members, exactly. The ESCO members, Randy Abe, Mark Addo, or Sekre and Co. They will always have their players being picked. That is what eventually is going to bring him down.
And the coaching go hard.
If he cannot stop that, if only he can stop that.
You know, I'm just thinking about it right now. Coach.
Yes, because he didn't deserve the job.
You know that you have like a tactical, you have like a philosophy, you have your training methods, you have your training everything, and then you are told that in a game you can't pick player A, player B, or player C
because we don't manage him.
You can
he doesn't belong.
So right now you must mold those players to be able to fit. Yeah,
eventually it will come down to that. Because look, take it or leave it. The people on the ESCO, that is where they see themselves making good money. The business-like attitude towards our national team starts at the under 17 and at the U20. Even if you look at this current group, we sat here, was it last week or last 2 weeks, when we went through the list, if you put together boys belonging to Randy Abe, boys belonging to Ketukreku, boys belonging to Osekre and Mark Addo, we had close to 12 of them out of 23 players. That is unacceptable. That cannot be the case, because I can say boldly on this platform that these boys are not the best players in their position in Ghana. They are there simply because it is their people who run football in this country. That is why some of us are saying that going forward, if you really do want to get our football where we should get to, we should not have football people running the Ghana Football Association. No. We need proper administrators. If you want to do football, go and do your football. Let neutrals, people who have the interests of Ghana at heart, run the FA. So that if your player is good enough, you don't tell the coaches whether he should be included. Everybody will say that, look, he's the obvious choice. He comes into the team automatically.
Quick update. So, women's hockey has delivered gold as well.
No, we are wrapping it up. That's more like it.
We've picked up gold.
We are grateful. Ghana is grateful to all of them. All these athletes who are making sure that we get medals. We are grateful to them.
Remember that the hockey pitch had to be closed. They had to go to Kumasi.
Hey, they were in the news this week for their issues with South Africa. So
South Africa,
South Africa said they'll play, blah blah blah. Anyway, they managed to wrap it up. Ghana has won gold. So there's a boxing gold as well, like Nathan mentioned. Joseph Kome has added to Mohamed Aite's gold. So it's 2 boxing golds. It's 3 more to go. If we can pick up those 3 more.
About you now, we made that Commonwealth game no more.
Titi will fight today. He fights in either the last baton or the last bout.
No, I'm feeling good.
So he's in the mix as well.
It's all for
so good stuff happening today. Let's now talk about the Black Stars. Now, I have a few things I need to say before I even open up the panel to talk about it. So first of all, Otuado has been named. Last week when we were here, it was a lot of hearsay about. I mean, Otto himself had been named. The backroom staff hadn't been named. You and I were on scorecard together, and so we managed to discuss it. But in that time span, Joseph Lauman has come through as the first assistant coach. John Painto is in as second assistant, and then you have Fatau Dauda as goalkeepers coach. It's raised absolute hell this week as far as public opinion is concerned. Ghanaians have not been happy at all with the decision to hire them. I'll let my panel have a say on that. But just before I get to that, today there was a friendly match that was played between Ghana and Nigeria. Now, my problem is that squad that was put out for the friendly was interesting for me. I mean, for a lot of reasons, but I won't even get into that. I wanted to believe that those were names put on paper by Otuado. Those are players Otuado wanted. Now, 2 things happened that I find very interesting. The goalkeeper, Akologo, had been called up by Bolivia. Ghana still went ahead to call him. As we speak, he's in camp with Bolivia. And so there's a good chance that eggs on our face, he won't play for us.
No, he's not going to play for us.
Osman Diomande,
Charlie,
right to dream product, also was given a call up. I think he's on loan at Rangers this season. Plays for Northern originally. He also says, and he released a statement really a boatload of nothing. He was trying to be diplomatic, but the long and short of the statement was that it was inconclusive. He says Ghana have been in touch with him, but he will need time to decide his international future.
No, but he's not Ghanaian.
Basically,
I don't know why we are going after him.
Coach, and even he, as it stands, he's in camp with the Ivorian under-23.
That's it. He's not Ghanaian.
He spent 7
why
years
would
in
you
Ghana
do that?
because of his affiliation to Right to Dream, developing as a player.
That doesn't make him Ghanaian.
Good. We've seen that he's on form, so we want to bring him.
Oh, Charlie.
So,
look,
I'm saying that, look, the people at the FA,
what is that?
this happened under CK Akono. Nathan, you remember Jamie Levlin?
Oh, yeah.
Lovely.
Good. We went to invite him when he had not accepted to play for us. X on our face.
Even Ambrosius.
And we went publishing. So why did we publish this? Now, the problem I have is that throughout the week, you know what's been happening throughout the week, Nathan? The Black Stars handle, they are dropping new players like this thing, magicians, tot. You are there, then they'll outdoor a new player. Something Anan, you are there, then they'll outdoor a new player. Welcome to the Black Stars. Look, stop those things. We've said time and again, the national team belongs to the people of this country. And you say that you have just gone through a reshuffle of your ranks, especially your communication ranks. We do not expect you to communicate one national team list with 23 players, and then all of a sudden, 4, 5, 6 replacements come in, and we don't know who they are coming in to replace. We don't know why player A or player you only the pencil, and I think one other player were not coming. But clearly, a lot of players have dropped out of the squad. They have replaced them with certain players, and we have not been told.
Not your consultancy.
We have not been told. Not been told who they are replacing.
Oh,
that is completely unacceptable. Again, since you say you have reformed your communication, we want to see it on paper. Another thing, guys, I'm absolutely miffed by the fact that we went to play a rivalry. We went to play our biggest rivals in football.
Oh, Charlie.
In Morocco, in an empty stadium. Something doesn't make sense. I don't understand. Like, I was watching the game on YouTube. I was watching the game. I could hear everything the players were saying because their voices were bouncing off the walls of the stadium. I'm like, wait, what sense does it make to take our national team to go and play our biggest rivals? See, Nigeria are our biggest rivals anywhere. Look, on the continent, in the world, on the moon.
During the time of Akwesi, we took them to the Craven Cottage. Good. Look at the atmosphere there.
We played this game in Marrakech in an empty ground. When I was watching the game, I said, is it COVID time again or what? Like, are we back in COVID? Like, what exactly is going on? But let me. Those are a few of my qualms to the Black Stars. Let me start off with you, Nathan. Let me take your thoughts. I'll come to Prof and Coach. Thought Black Stars technical team composition. So last week we were saying that we were speculating about the technical team. This week it's been made clear. They've started their work. Ethical issues involving some of the members of the coaching team. Save Ghana Football have had their say. What have you made of all of it? The friendly match, the call-ups, the technical team, all of that.
It's, for me, it's come across as quite interesting. In the sense that, we announced, and to start, it was even Dortmund that kind of gave us the full picture. And then, the call-ups and the constant changes with the Akologo and Diomandi's names. I was quite surprised we mentioned them. Diomandi is not Ghanaian. I mean, how? And Akologo had been called up by Bolivia, and we are now doing that. I just looked on and I just felt that it was not the best way to start off a new era with a new head coach. I thought that the GFA would, even Otoados, even like how he came into the picture. Lots of people look at his second coming and they wonder, they ask themselves whether or not it was genuine, whether or not it was done right because of the criteria the FA put in place. They didn't even tell us they had modified it.
Hoodwinked everybody. That's the word.
And then Otoado became Black Stars coach. And then the friendly game. Because I had a lot of people who were asking me whether or not it was going to be aired on television. And I said, no, it was.
Initially, they said they were airing it on the Ghana Football Association app. The app that very few people know about.
And then it went on YouTube. Listen, we'll have to learn to start understanding that the Black Stars is the highest in terms of the national team, right?
That's the apex of
So
our
we
game.
have to start doing our things better. The Morocco bit, and Ben, I completely agree with you. How did we line up such a friendly in an empty state? Like, what was going on? Was it the idea of the Nigerians, or it was our idea?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Maybe the FA can explain to us. Maybe they were not heavily involved in the plotting of the game, so that explains it. But to have gone to gather all these guys and play in that environment, I just think it was off. The last thing I'll say though is that, you see, the GFA needs to understand something. When you've come back from a very horrible showing at an AFCON, do not complicate your story. Don't alienate people with some of these things, because the more people see these things, the less interested they are in the Black Stars. Right? All kinds of very dodgy things. Names were mentioned. Oh, they are going to handle Otuado. And then you go and check, and all kinds of question marks on some characters. Why do you want to do this to yourself? Why is the GFA in a hurry to appoint a new Black Stars coach? For what? Why are we in a hurry?
Nigeria have appointed Finidi George as an interim coach after Jose Pesero resigned.
And
they won the AFCON in 2013, made the final just in the last edition.
After the episode, we don't have proper closure. We don't know why he left.
We don't have a technical report.
The GFA has not come back to tell us that when he went to the tournament, this happened. So we don't want Chris Hughton anymore. Or he said he was leaving, whatever. So I just hope the FA will understand that the Black Stars is a product and it's a national team, and people love the national. I know people who still, when the Black Stars show up, they want to go and watch. Thumbs up to them, and we want them to watch. But the FA needs to understand that if it does not make things clear and transparent, and there's always an air of controversy or something mysterious or something strange around the national, you don't help anybody. I hope that in the Otuado era, we will not have a lot of those. Do I actually believe that? No. But I hope against hope that we'll do better. So the last few days have been odd. It's the Akologo one that amuses me.
Akologo is in Bolivia.
No, it really amuses me. It's extremely amusing.
Charlie.
That you said he was named. I think I saw the Bolivian squad. He was in there.
He was in
so
there.
what were we trying to?
Ojinemu Pampe.
So why did we put his name?
Ojinemu Dende.
We act as though we are now trying to figure out how to run a national team. We've been running a national team for years. You should know
Before
who is eligible, who is not.
You should know
You
that.
should speak to the player. Especially for a player that you've never called before. He should be in the known. And he should tell you that go ahead and put the invitation in.
You go ahead
But
and
what some of
publish
us
their name.
are hearing, there wasn't even any contact with the player. And that is shameful. That is disgraceful.
Man.
In Ketia, Ashwe was here and she left right center. Look, as for the appointment of Otuado and his backroom staff,
It looks like the ministry has accepted it. They've started with.
It is a fraudulent act upon the people of this country. Fraudulent because of several reasons. I will just give one or two because of that. The one who never met any of the criteria got the job. That is fraud. Simply meaning that the FA has always wanted Otuado. And then they got Ghanaians to believe that all of a sudden they had become a brand new FA ready to do things differently. Only for Ketukreku to pick up the phone and call Otuado. And then he prompted Mark Addo, and then they had to interview Otuado. Then the job is given to him. And we are told. That is what the FA people are telling me. That is what, look, whatever I'm going to say here, if I'm lying, then the people at the FA are lying. We are told that it took the president of the land, Nana Addo Dankwa Kufuor, His Excellency, to ask Otuado 2 questions. So we are Germany. Now so we are Jumama Borussia Dortmund. Not German 4% over here. Would you turn your back on them? Otto said no. He will accept the German offer. We are giving you offer. Leave and come. Then you have to go and talk to Borussia Dortmund. We are also hearing from what the FA people are telling us that a compensation has been given to Dortmund.
Oh no, but because he's under
close
contract.
to 1 million. In fact, they said it started from 2 million euros. And then we ended that.
I don't know about
that's what I'm saying. We are hearing that.
So allegedly,
that a €1 million compensation had been paid.
Who's paying that?
Of course,
the government of Ghana.
Surely to be the government of Ghana, if that is true.
We have $1 million to pay.
So if you look at the Save Ghana football release that we put out there, we are asking these questions and we need answers to them. And what we are telling them is that if you don't come up with the answers, we'll dig and dig and dig, we'll pull out the facts. So that's just by the way. Fraud number 2. Why it is again fraudulent. That how can somebody who has got no proper coaching experience be given a 5-year contract? Of course, it's a 3-year contract
with
option to extend by 5 years. We have been told that those was the ground for which he was then willing to vacate his job at Dortmund.
He wants job security.
Yes, but how can you look?
But if you don't qualify us for the World Cup, I will sack you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm coming there. This is Citi FM. When you came here for the first time, you were put on probation, isn't it?
Yep, for 3 months.
For 3 months. We wanted to see how good you. I came here based on probation. We wanted to see what the value I will add to the program. That is what every well-established institution will do. But how can we now ask or allow somebody who has got no coaching experience to be given a 5-year contract? Fraud number 2. Fraud number 3. Nobody will pay him compensation money when he gets sacked, because he will get sacked.
Do you know his contract details?
I'm saying nobody will pay him compensation.
You allow them to pay.
I will take the matter to court. Nketia, save today's date. Because the man is inexperienced. Look at the backroom staff he's gone for. Look at the backroom staff he's gone for. We
said we're looking for people who were seasoned and were well versed in rebuilding and turning around struggling teams.
You don't put up such a backroom staff.
This backroom staff is more inexperienced than the backroom staff that just left.
It's just, you don't put such a backroom staff.
We replaced Didi Dramani with John Peitzel.
And Joseph
Lauma replaced
Boateng.
We always like to say that George Boateng's body of work is not heavy, but George Boateng was Aston Villa under 23's
far heavier,
and I think he had done some work with some junior teams as well. So his body of work,
Standard Liège under 16.
Yes,
his body of work was definitely better than Joseph Laumann.
So what some of us are saying is that this is not the backroom staff to change the fortunes of the Black Stars.
They've lost 2-1 today.
Look, we didn't start the 2006 World Cup qualifier. We didn't start it well. Later, if you remember, I think we lost to
Burkina Faso.
We lost to Burkina Faso.
Went to at Ouagadougou.
Yes, and then immediately after that, then we brought in what? Djokovic. Yes. Djokovic at the time, I think he was coaching. Was he
Rwanda? He's the one who
denied us qualification. So he understood the terrain and he knew what he was about to. Look at what we used to qualify for 2006. Now that we've also not started another World Cup campaign well, Nathan, if we needed somebody, a technical hand, to change the fortunes of the Black Stars, when we went
to Qatar, a lot of the narrative was about the fact that Otto had come and delivered the big goods against Nigeria. He had qualified us. All the people who did the work before he came, who put us in the position to play in the playoffs, were all forgotten about.
Exactly.
You see, right now, the job has barely started, so he should play.
Yes, he should play. Let us see. Now, if we want to qualify, if we are struggling in the World Cup qualifiers, and we needed a technical team to change that. You put up a technical team of Otuado, Lema, and John Pencil.
Laumann, Joseph Laumann
to change our fortune. Look,
Moroccan mother, German father.
Everything points to the fact that it's about business. Look at what we have just done to ourselves. In Otuado's first call-up, he calls Jojo Wolcott. Jojo hasn't kept the post for even 3 games over the whole season.
Oh, international Jojo.
He has no business in this thing. He calls Edmond Adu, somebody who cannot control and pass.
Edmond Adu was playing as centre back today.
Look,
he was playing as centre back today.
Somebody who, even at club level, his team doesn't see him good enough to register him for Europe. Somebody who he hasn't played more than 60 minutes of football.
Yep.
But he's in our national team. We all know why he's being called. Then again, Jerome Opokune. We took him to America. You remember?
He didn't play a single
But
minute.
they jail and they touch bone.
Oh, he was the one.
Yes, I jail and they touch bone. I was 4. Why did Chris Hutton drop him and never called him again? Because he realized that he was not good enough. We are denying players like Abdul Mumin the opportunity to come and serve Ghana.
Meanwhile, Mumin is playing against Real Madrid.
He's playing against Real Madrid, but in La Liga.
Yeah.
So
but we say he's not good enough to play for us.
They will fail because they don't have the right conscience and mentality to serve Ghana. It is about their selfish interests. And like I said, when he gets sacked, look, do you think Otuado, if he doesn't qualify us to America and Canada, will accept him to stay on as Black Frap coach? In Lakabo, Nimoko pay 1 seed as compensation. I'll take the matter to court.
We need to find out a couple of details. So, like we said last week, the FA need to tell us how much Otuado is making. Because
Assad now,
Nathan, I believe we can verify how much Gareth Southgate earns.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah. So we need to find out how much his backroom staff earns as well.
And
just so, like you're saying, in the case of non-performance and we need to move people, we don't get surprised by
we need details of the clauses in the contract.
Even with Gareth Southgate, it's not UK's money, government money that is paying.
It's the FA internal generated fund that are paying.
They don't collect British money to pay them.
The British money is used to develop youth football.
Yes.
That's what their government use their money for.
That's why they have like
Lions.
That's why they have like 20 million packs everywhere for people to play.
And even that, they are still improving every single day. Every single day.
You see,
Prof, wrap it up for us.
one of the major things that this FA has come to do is that gradually the Black Stars that used to be the team of the people has now become basically an enemy of the people. Did you read some of the text messages?
Yes.
They were saying that people were saying that Ghana will lose. You read it?
Yep.
It's like they are excited that Ghana loses. Listen, let's put it on record that Ghana qualifying for the 2022 World Cup was as a result of the FA changing its posture. You remember, they went to Kumasi, they were all over.
They were on their knees. I remember my good friend Enimado. He was on his knees on national television. Begging. They've forgotten. They have forgotten.
And they rallied Ghanaians together. Look at what happened at the sports, the Kumasi Sports Stadium. It was packed to capacity.
In Geta, we were there together, you remember?
And you see, clearly, it was because Ghanaians are choosing to forget whatever happened in Cameroon. Whether we even though we were told that
Ghanaians are too forgiving when it comes to the Black Stars.
Is there any Messi or Ronaldo? If there is a Messi or Ronaldo,
you go and bring them to come and play.
Even though we were told those things, we forgave everything and then forgot about it and supported this team. When we came from Ivory Coast, one of the bizarre things that happened was to sack Chris Hutton. That was the first. I mean, after that, fiasco, we didn't see the need to apologize. We first sacked the coach and put together a 5-man committee to search a coach for us and gave us benchmarks. Only for us to wake up to hear that it started as a rumor. Otuado has been selected. Some of us said, what?
Must be a joke.
Utuado, the other.
That is the fraud.
Must be a joke. Before you know, tada!
And all of a sudden it happened. We were hearing.
Yes, Otto, take him.
We started hearing the backroom staff thing. Benjamin, let me ask you a simple question. This backroom staff, does it send shivers down the spine of your opponent? If you are an opponent of Ghana,
even Chris Hutton was not sending shivers down anybody's spine.
So clearly,
let's be serious.
So clearly, the downgrading of the Black Stars.
Charlie,
it's. You see,
so you don't have anything nice to say about the Black Stars.
No. Listen. I'm coming. When they were bringing Milu, what did we say? Sometimes people think that
he knows our food.
You know, but what did the public say?
It's not my trauma.
You see, and every coach, you see, must engender support from the people, not the people who are appointing you. No. From the people who own the team, the people who spirit are with the team, it must engender support from the people. Otuado does not engender that.
Ben, I'll give you an example. I just want to use a few things I've seen on social to highlight what Jesse is saying. Read a lot of comments, right?
Actually.
Look at how people are reacting to the games and to the athletes. Every comment I read, right? Some of the comments I really snide, quite funny. But the point is this. People say, look, we love athletics. We love sports. Ghanaians love sports. People say, Charlie, I enjoyed my time at the stadium. I enjoyed my time with the game. Even those who are watching on TV say, look, this is wonderful. And then some of the comments have the next line that says, these guys, Charlie, you can see they are trying. Unlike some people will not mention. At the Black Stars, they are giving it everything. They are trying. Then some people say, government should rather spend its money on these athletes because for them, they'll try. All these comments just highlight. I'll tell you a few comments during the AFCON. When, which game was this? Was it Mauritania? The day Mauritania got eliminated.
Okay, they got eliminated.
Then the comments on a lot of people said, look at Mauritania. They are giving it everything they have.
Exactly.
It's as though, Ben, if they lost that game, they were going to die. And people said, that's all we want for the Black Stars.
We want to see that.
Just effort. Just try hard. Try hard. Just do everything possible. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll take it. That's why when you talk about the support that coaches need to have, it's important, Ben. I don't know a lot of people who are excited about Otuado's return.
You are doing
No, Ben, not because Otuado is a bad person.
Nobody hates him.
No,
nobody has anything against
people
him.
look at the circumstances of the national team.
This is not
We went out when you put out a benchmark that gets everybody excited. That for the first time now we put out this benchmark. It means you are going to get the coaches who will match.
Do you know what's funny for me?
benchmark.
Do you know what's funny for me as a Ghanaian and as a journalist? I thought that after we hired Avram Grant, it was going to be up from there.
Yes,
like
we've gone down.
Like we're never coming down in standards again. Like we had hired somebody who had actually been in a Champions League final. He took us to an AFCON final.
So at the first time of us.
So you see. So is somebody really thinking? People really thinking. See, and it's so shocking that the paymaster
Charlie
is accepting
the
this.
paymaster is happy with it.
They are the problem. In fact, let together with Prof, we need to make this point. The biggest disappointment of the people of this country is with the paymaster. And when I say the paymaster, it is the government of Ghana who has endorsed this thing. That is why it has happened.
I'm going to do this last thing and let nobody tell me that I'm doing politics. See, from 2009 to 2017, that is the best period for the Black Stars. If you like, tell me I'm lying.
No, but the facts are there.
Tell me I'm lying.
Results don't lie.
No, I'm coming. Now look at 2017 till now.
Look at the
Black Stars.
Allowed the flying of the money.
When
we sat here and we condemned it.
We sat here and we condemned it, didn't we?
So we must condemn
I'm saying that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who loves football, who is a Tottenham supporter, who is a Real Madrid supporter,
a stronger interest in our football.
Can you imagine that a Real Madrid supporter
is not accustomed to winning?
It's okay.
He's not accustomed to winning.
That's the show.
The closing ceremony tomorrow. People are asking for that.
Is there what?
The closing ceremony.
What time?
Yeah, what time is that?
We're not certain. I don't think the LOC have put out a specific time. In fact, even the opening ceremony, they did put out a specific time.
I thought it changed twice before.
So it's. I think it's happening between 4 to about 7-8 p.m.
Yeah, because we want to watch Stone Ball.
Yeah, Stone Dada. One guard is the build. Quick shouts before we go. Quick shouts.
Look, I want to give a big shout out to my very good friend. Mr. Kufuor at the Alpha Clinic or Hospital is like Medina Estate. Okay. Mr. Kufuor, you are listening to the program together with your beautiful wife all the way in the Eastern region. God bless. I mean, he called me on my way here and he was like, look, this Otuado thing, it cannot be, we cannot allow that to happen. And I said, look, we can only say as much as we can say. It's about the paymaster, the one who has the purse of the people of this country. If they have seen it good enough to endorse the appointment, we will make our voice heard. And once we've made our voice heard, if it doesn't work out, we'll come back here to remind them. So, Mr. Kufuor and your lovely wife, enjoy your afternoon and have some good time together.
Prof. Nathan, quick shouts before we go.
To my mobile people, you see, they love this show too much.
Oh, yes.
My mobile 2G1 people.
Oh, yes.
Especially my president, a Liverpool fan, Ken Amediampo.
No,
Doctor.
last weekend, you're touching it. Nathan,
Oh, please.
Nathan, a good team, Basane, game team. No, it's a neutral. I enjoyed the game.
Enjoyed the chaos.
I can't imagine this.
That statement is hilarious. Every time
As a new.
But you saw that.
Hold on.
As a what?
As a what?
As a neutral.